Peace and blessings to everybody out there. Welcome back to the Fake Woke Podcast. This is your boy BobbyVILN, and I am back with another video. Alright, I'm here to talk about what TK Kirkland and Neo said about the alphabets and their movement to force people to accept their open behavior and the agenda that is being pushed, not only in the workplace but also in education. If you feel like there's no agenda being pushed, well, guess what? I'm gonna need you to go and really pay attention to what's coming down the pipeline when it comes to the bills and the acts that's being passed, and especially the dominant liberal states like the Californias, the Seattles, not Seattle's, the Oregons. Seattle is a city, or you could just say the cities actually, the San Franciscos, the Sacramentos and whatnot. Like there's an agenda, and you can't deny that it's an agenda. We understand that you want to take pride in your sexuality, okay? But there's a thin line between owning and being prideful of who you are and then forcing it down people's throats to accept whatever fantasies that you want to push on people, right? And I know what y'all gonna say. Y'all push, y'all force heterosexuality onto people and whatnot. I'm here to tell you, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Heterosexuality is normal, regardless of what you want to say, regardless of how you want to feel about it. Heterosexuality is normal, okay? When a woman and a man come together and they bump uglies, it's called reproducing. When you reproduce, that means you have children. That means you either have a little boy or a little girl. Not a they or them, not a two-spirited being, not a non-binary being. You have a boy or a girl, okay? Your chromosomes, if it's XX or XY, XX is for women, XX is for female, XY is for males, okay? That determines your gender. That determines what phallus or what genitals you come out with, okay? Everything else that is being pushed with the they and thems and all this other stuff, that is all based on opinion. That is how you choose to feel, okay? All right? So let's get that out the way. But what I really came here to say is that TK Kirkland and Neo was not wrong for having their opinions and answering the questions that were being presented to them, okay? Like what what TK Kirkland said, pride don't need to be, there doesn't need to be a pride month. It doesn't need to be a pride month. I'm sorry. To celebrate your sexuality, you need a whole month to celebrate that. You do not need that. You do not need that. You can have your parades. I'm going to sit there and tell you, you can have your parade where you can walk down the street and celebrate that you're gay or that you're straight or you're bi or whatever the case may be. Nobody can. Go ahead and do that. But once it gets to the point to where you're integrating your not your children, you do whatever you want with your children, but you're trying to integrate children into this celebration, and you got grown-ass men walking down the street with thongs on and their dicks out, and you got women walking around with their titties out with nipple chains and whatnot in front of children. That's when it becomes a problem, okay? Somebody tried to point out what Young Miami did with her son. Yeah, I think that's like one of the city girls or whatever. She had her son in a strip club or whatever the case may be. That's what she did with her son. Me personally, I personally feel like you shouldn't do anything sexual in front of children. That's how I feel. It is what it is. But if she want to have her 10-year-old son in the club throwing money, by all means, let her do what she do. If you want to have your child in front of a man in a thong, see-through thong, where the tag is bigger than the actual material, where your son can or your daughter can see that man's dick, that's on you. That's what you want to expose your child to. But it does not need to be a Pride Month. Okay, and personally, I'm gonna tell you straight up, it don't even need to be a Black History Month, because most black people don't even they don't even care about Black history throughout the year, nor do they care about Black history during that month. Okay, it's the regurgitated Black history every February, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Pride Month is not needed. Black History Month is not needed. Sorry, I'm gonna just be 100% honest with you. Teaching about pride, teaching about sexual morals, sexuality in school, you don't need to do that either. School is strictly about academia. That is what school is about. It's not about teaching. It's not about teaching about sexuality. Okay? School is not for that. It's supposed to be math, science, and literature. You're supposed to be teaching motherfuckers how to read and write, not how to masturbate. Not what to do during anal sex or whatever the case may be, or if this person likes to have anal sex with another man, or if this woman likes to munch on carpet. Is not used for that. School is not used for that. Okay? It's not used for that. It's not supposed to be. All right? When it comes to morals, you let the parents teach morals to their children. And that's the problem with the system. And I said this before. The system want to raise your kids. The system wants you to be focused on the rat race, and you not having time to raise your children, to teach your children, so they could teach your children, so they could be your children's parents. That's what the system wants. That's what the government wants. That's why Joe Biden said our children. Okay? They want to indoctrinate and brainwash your children. And anybody that sit there and say it's not an agenda, you're fucking lying to yourself to make yourself feel better. And matter of fact, when it comes to the people that ain't even got no kids, I don't want to hear your fucking opinions. You ain't got shit to say. And that's facts. You want to have your they and thems, your he and hims and shit in your bio, you go ahead and you do that. You go ahead and you do that shit. But to sit there and deny that there's a fucking agenda going on behind this, you lying to yourself, player. Because if it wasn't an agenda, the corporations that's trying to force the DEIs, the diversity equity index, and all of this other shit, the pronouns and shit, they wouldn't be trying to force that shit. It wouldn't be a social credit score for corporations to enforce that shit. It wasn't a social credit score for affirmative action, which benefited white women. And you could go look that up. It did benefit white